Welcome to the Millionaire Mindcast, where we broadcast weekly interviews with millionaire minds from across the globe to empower you on your journey of unlocking a rich and fulfilling life. It's time to unleash your millionaire within. Now, here's your host, Maddie A.
Well, I'm so excited to welcome into the show today my brother, Shadi Khattab. What's up, man?
What's going on, brother? Thank you so much for having me, man. I appreciate you.
Oh, bro. It's one of those things where when you connect with like-minded people and heart to heart, you know what I mean? There's so many synergies of your mission. Even though we have somewhat different missions, there's so many, synergies and overlap to where we can collaborate, support, help each other. You and I were able to link up and just hearing your story, man, of not only is it an amazing entrepreneurial journey, right? But the underlying message, I think, is something that so many people can relate to, but almost don't know how to communicate it. You do such a good job at it. So I'm excited to have you in, wrapping on the podcast here today. We're going to have some fun.
Absolutely, man.
For those that don't know who Shadi is, give us a little.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me give you
where did all this start? You got a big business, you got a big platform now, but it all came from humble beginnings. Where did it begin?
Absolutely, man. Let me give you a little bit of background. So my name is Shadi Khattab. I am Syrian American. I was born in Syria. I migrated to the United States when I was 5 years old with my family. We moved to the U.S. It was my father, my mother, myself, and my sister that was 2 at the time. Moved to Chicago. We lived in a very poor neighborhood. My grandparents in Syria were farmers. And my father came to this country really with nothing, looking for a new opportunity, a new life to open up doorways and paths for his family, right? And he was a doctor in Syria, but he was struggling. Syria is a very poor country. And so when he came here, he was working 2-3 jobs, doing his medical studies, right? And supporting his family, and I saw that transition, man, growing up from poor to middle class to upper class as my father did his residency at Cleveland Clinic, did his fellowship, worked at a few different hospitals. We moved from Chicago to Cleveland to Wisconsin to LA and then finally Sacramento.
Damn, you guys were moving
all over, man. No consistency, but I learned a lot. I made a lot of friends. I learned the culture, in the United States, very different from Syria. I learned the language, right? When I came here, I didn't speak any English. It was very different. I left, my entire family other than my direct family, my mother, my father, my sister. So it was tough, right? But I've always had that entrepreneurial mindset, and so
was that from pops, grandpa?
From my grandparents, from my father. They're very hardworking. They're the type of individuals that really don't want to ever have to work for someone. They always want to be their own boss, right? And I've always had that mentality as a kid, where like one day I want to own my own business. I don't want to have to work for anyone, right?
And were you saying this at an early
age, man? I used to, man, like back in the day when I was younger, man, around like 9-10, I was on eBay. I'd be selling stuff on Craigslist, trying to flip things, sell furniture, things that my parents didn't need, just trying to find different unique ways to make money, flipping shoes, stuff like that. And then my father had hired me on at Precision when I was around 18. And he started kind of mentoring me. I would shadow him and kind of learn business from him, not just like the medical side, but more of the business finances. He started teaching me like social skills, networking, right? And at the time in 2012, a great calamity came about in Syria, my country. I don't know if you remember the revolution that broke out in Syria. And I was in high school at the time, so I was in high school at the time, so I was a senior. And so the war broke out, and my father at the time was like, man, we need to get involved. We need to help our people. So we joined a nonprofit called the Syrian American Council, SAC. He became the chairman, and then I was the youth coordinator. So I would travel to Washington, D.C. to lobby Congress. We set up dozens of fundraisers throughout the United States, raised millions of dollars in humanitarian aid for the Syrian refugees. I led something called Walk for the Children of Syria at the Capitol in Sacramento and at the Golden Gate Bridge. I learned a lot about activism, a lot about volunteer work, a lot about nonprofits, giving back. And it really humbled me, man, seeing my people suffering, dying back home. I had a lot of family members that, were killed by the Syrian government. And that really taught me a lot. And from there, I became very involved 18, 19, 20, really with that cause, giving back while I was transitioning from high school to community college, and working towards getting my business degree. And then I got my business degree from Sac State, so I transferred from Cosumnes River College to Sac State University, got my business degree. My concentration was entrepreneurship. And I really wanted to major in something that I was passionate about. I didn't want to do medicine. I wasn't passionate about it. You weren't
trying to go down the same route as Pops?
No, not at all. And honestly, my parents were supportive, man. They told me, like, do what you believe in. We want you to do something that you believe in, that you're passionate about, because we know you're going to be highly successful if you do that. They didn't want to push me down the medical field and do something that I'm not passionate about, that won't make me happy, you know?
Looking back on that, how important was that to your confidence of pursuing?
Huge, man. It was massive, honestly, because, you know, deep down in my heart, I was like, man, like, I have always had, like I told you, that entrepreneurial mindset, and I want to open up my own business. I don't want to be pushed towards medicine and have to do something I don't like.
Right.
If I wake up every single day, and I do, you know, I work a job that I'm not happy, you know, working, I'm not going to be passionate. I'm not going to be successful. I'm not going to be driven. I'm not going to have that drive. And so having my parents' support and doing something that I loved, it gave me more of a purpose, right? I wake up every single day with a fire in my heart. And I'm going to kind of tie that into where we're at today, right? So Precision MD, my, you know, family's cosmetic surgery center, has been around for 10 years now. It started in Elk Grove, started with a small 900 square foot office. You know, my father at the time was like, man, I want to open up my own cosmetic center in Elk Grove. And a lot of people doubted it, man. Nah, you're going to fail, competition, this, that. And like I told you, he's always had that willpower. So he's like, no, I'm going to open this up. He opened up at Elk Grove. Keep in mind, Elk Grove was the fastest growing city in the United States in 2004. Apple has 5 buildings by the I-5. Amazon's looking to potentially open up a warehouse. Costco just opened up. Dutch Bros' coffee location is #1 nationwide in Elk Grove. So it's a very booming city for business. And so we opened up Precision. He started introducing cosmetic procedures out of Beverly Hills, Silicon Valley at the time.
Which was new for Sac,
New
right?
for Sacramento. Nobody had it. Very few centers had it, if any. At the time, he introduced like cool sculpting technology, a Harvard technology that freezes the fat cells and kills them off through natural decay. That was huge at the time. Non-invasive, right? A lot of people want non-invasive procedures where you're not under the knife, you know?
Right.
And so from there, he introduced another one called Artist Robotic Hair Transplant. It's a multi-billion-dollar company out of Silicon Valley. And they produce this robotic device. It's like a 7-figure machine, and what it does is it scans the hair follicles using 3D imaging and reharvests the hair follicles in the balding areas of the head, and it does beards and receding hairlines for men and women. Maybe in California even today, maybe 15, 20 different centers have that technology. So this is the kind of technology we started to bring into Precision slowly, right? And then from there, as you know, with any business, the first 3 years are the most difficult, right? So you're trying to brand, you're trying to get your name out there, stuff like that. So my father started, you know, talking to me about, okay, we need to invest money into marketing, right? I said, absolutely. So we started looking into signing contracts with Comcast, Univision to hit that Latin American audience. That helped us big time. Radio ads. We started doing segments with Good Day Sacramento, KCRA. We did many live segments with Good Day Sac where they came live on air and we treated them and stuff like that. The engagement with that was huge because it's like authentic live, right? And then we started getting into social media, right? So Facebook, Instagram at the time started to boom. And I was really managing kind of that aspect of the business, right? More of the marketing, business side of things at the time. And then we ended up expanding from 1 office to 3 in the same medical plaza. I would say that was probably into the 5th year of business. And then from the 5th year to, I want to say about the 8th year, things really took off, man. We expanded our services from probably 10 to near 50. Everything from breast augmentation, liposuction, Botox, fillers, laser tattoo removal, laser hair removal, mirror dry treatment, all kinds of stuff. And then the Bank of Stockton on Bighorn and Laguna on the corner of Elk Grove, they put up a lot for sale. So it was 1.2 acres, prime lot, man. In that same medical plaza on the street view, And we knew that Davis and Sutter would immediately buy that. So as soon as we saw the lot was up for sale, my father jumped on it, man. He purchased the lot, and it was a 2.5-year process to build this 15,000 square foot all glass steel beautiful building. It's based off of an airport in Australia. It's got curves, really nice design. And so we occupied more than half of the building for the Precision MD side, and then the other half was a shell, right? So we moved into that building last year. So now we're coming up on a year, and things really took off, man. Once we moved into, Precision MD Cosmetic Surgery Center's new building, now the building resembles, the look, the brand, the feel, the services that we offer.
It's
right?
seamless, bro.
Yeah, thank you so much, man.
Shadi invited me over there and hosted me, and we were masterminding, brainstorming, talking about all kinds of cool community stuff. And not only does the building match the brand, the culture within it
Absolutely.
it's infectious. It's everywhere, right? And that's one of the things I love about you is you walk up and it's like, who is this guy? Sometimes it takes some time to get to know people really well, but then you meet people that they're just transparent, they're authentic, they're genuine, and you can feel that. So it gives you that space to kind of compress the time to get to know each other, right?
Absolutely, man.
And that was how I felt not only when I met you, but when I met everybody in your organization. And this is something I think a lot of businesses are lacking or miss, right?
Absolutely.
And this is something that I think has also given you so much traction in some of the other things that you're doing.
Right, man.
Because for those that don't know Shadi, like, this is just one thing that he does. He's got some amazing businesses, and he's, really kind of created this community movement in Sacramento. And so I know we got a lot of listeners of the show who are trying to build culture.
Right.
They're trying to build their brand. They're trying to build alliances within their community and make that impact.
Right.
Tell us your ideology of why you started to branch out beyond just, okay, we're going to market on social media. And
so it all stemmed, man, about 5 months ago, right? With an idea I had. I was outside of Precision MD at around like 9 p.m. at night, man, looking at the building, and I saw the shell that we had in the other half of the building, about 7,000 square feet. It's high ceiling, all glass. We were going to lease it out to some doctors. And then I started thinking, man, like, we invested multi-seven figures into this building. It's a prime lot. And it sort of hit me. I was like, what if we opened up a fitness facility in the other half of Precision MD? How would that work? And I started brainstorming, and I came up with an idea. And the idea was, we have dozens of patients that come in for liposuction, fat reduction procedures every single day, right? They spend thousands of dollars on these procedures, man, but majority of the time they regain the weight because they're not on the right training regimen and meal plan. So I said, to add more value to our patients, right, let's have a nutritionist working between both sides to get them on the right meal plan, to get them on the right training regimen. Now you're treating your patients like human beings. You're going to help them maintain their investment, right? Change their lifestyle as a whole. And you're not treating them like a dollar sign. You're adding more value to your patients. Most cosmetic centers want a patient to come in 4 or 5 times for the same procedure so they can make more money, right? But that's not my mission. My mission is to impact lives, to make a difference in my community, to give back, right? We've been making, multi-seven figures at Precision for years now. I'm not money driven. I am about impacting lives. I'm about legacy. I want people to remember me as someone that, made a change in the world and helped others. And so I thought about that, and I brought it up to my father at the time and a couple individuals, and they're like, man, you're onto something. This is different. So from there, we agreed to do this project, and I started forming a team, right? Different trainers, bodybuilders, powerlifters, and I shot a shitty video on my phone, on my iPhone at night. My friend shot it for me on my phone. I didn't, have any expectations. I was just a kid outside the building talking about his vision, what I'm going to do, connecting this gym to my cosmetic center, generating leads from the cosmetic center to the gym, and it blew up, man. It went like semi-viral in Sacramento. I started having all kinds of people reach out to me. I want to be a part of this. This is different. Like, you guys really care. I believe in your vision. I believe in what you guys are doing, because they knew that If I was money driven, if I was about the money, why would I open a fitness facility? I'd want people to get the procedures done over and over again, right? So they're like, man, this guy is doing something different. And so from there, man, I started forming the team. It started out with about, I want to say 2 people, honestly. And within probably 3 months, it expanded to 20. Some of these guys are twice my age. Some of them have their own businesses, different cities in Sacramento. One of the guys on my team, he's the executive director now of Precision MD. He won the 2019 Tahoe show, right?
The champ.
The champ. We call him the champ, the Precision champ. We have another girl, Jessie. She's a bikini competitor. We have another power lifter on the team. And so from there, I formed something called Team Precision, right? And Team Precision came together. These are guys from Precision MD, guys that I'm going to be hiring at Precision Fitness, people part of my skincare line. I'll get into that. So we have our own skincare line that we're developing, and people part of my Onic Coffee franchise, another project I'm working on under this umbrella of Team Precision. And the purpose is to do community-based events, to give back, be involved in our local community, do charitable acts, and really give back to the community for helping us get to where we are today. Without the community support, our business wouldn't be where it's at today, right? So I really want to give back, and I believe in that, especially as a Syrian that came to this country with nothing, and you know, having my people as refugees. It's humbling, man, and I really do want to give back and make a change in Sacramento and show people like Precision is about giving back, right? Instead of taking our marketing to like Comcast, for example, right?
Right. You
pay them however, we used to pay them like, man, near 6 figures a month, right? Just for ads on TV. I said, instead of doing that, that's not organic marketing, you know. What if we did marketing where, okay, we're impacting lives, right? So I'm sponsoring a group like Women of Sacramento, right? We're doing a campaign with them. Yeah, that's marketing for my business, right? That's going to give me exposure, but I'm also impacting lives. I'm part of my local community. That's the kind of more organic marketing that I'm targeting now. Working with different groups in Sacramento that are making a difference, impacting lives, and also giving Precision exposure, because as Precision grows, right, and we make more money, I'm going to be able to sponsor more events, give back to more charities, help more people, and that's kind of the vision in my strategy moving forward into 2020. And yeah, man, it's been quite the journey, man. My life has changed in the past 5 months, probably more than the past 24 years of my life. And now I have a team, you know, of people that believe in me and believe in what we're doing.
What do you think the catalyst was for that, right? To say something, that statement is so impactful, right? Of going like, you've had a pretty badass life, right? You've had some highs, some lows. To say that the last 5 months has been the most life-changing for you than the previous 24.
Absolutely, man.
What do you think that shift was?
It's honestly, man, when I had a vision and I believed in myself so much, and I knew my purpose was so much greater than myself. It was about the people, my community, my people back home, and I wasn't money driven, right? I wasn't looking to.
Were you money driven previously?
Previously, man,
because a lot of people were, right? Like I would be lying if I said when I was early and I was hustling, I was like, I just care about how many dollars I can make.
Absolutely, I'm gonna tell you right now. So in my younger 20s, right, 2021, being, you know, a kid from Syria that came here with nothing and, you know, like had nothing, right? And I wanted the nice car and I wanted the nice clothes and all that stuff. But then when I got that, right, all praise to God and, you know, my parents for putting me in that position to get an education in the U.S. and, you know, to be in the position I'm at today, man, I felt depressed, and I was like, man, this isn't my purpose. Like, these materialistic objects give you temporary happiness, and I'm not saying, you know, we all like nice things, right?
Yeah,
but
wrong with that.
That's not like my purpose, man. When I started helping others, right, like the Syrian refugees, right, now all the stuff that I'm doing, it's a different sense of purpose, man, and it drives me every single day. It fires me up. And I can't explain to you the feeling of someone coming to you and be like, man, you really impacted my life. You really changed my life. That no amount of money can give you that kind of feeling, you know? And now I'm focused on legacy, man. At 25, my whole vision is I want people to remember me as someone that made a difference. I want to leave behind organizations that continue to thrive after I'm gone and make a difference in the world and help others. And one day I will be opening up a nonprofit that helps refugees, not just Syrian, African, Latin American, Asian, all over the world, because I resonate with refugees because they are, victims of war crimes, widows, orphans, man. They have nothing. And that's what I want to do. And that's my vision. That's my passion now. And I'm using these platforms that I have through social media, through my companies, with my team to give back. And really, man, it started, the first campaign we did, we partnered up with the American Cancer Society. So I found out about their event, Strides of Sacramento, in support of breast cancer research, 2 weeks into October, right? Most people are like, 2 weeks into October, it's too late, right? I don't have time to sponsor or be a part.
It's not the perfect time.
Yeah, I mean, some of the sponsors have sponsored this like a year in advance, right? I reached out to them. I was like, guys, I'm going to do videos for you. I'm going to be a part of this. I'm going to bring my Team Precision, and I'm going to raise funds for you. I'm going to collect percentage of the proceeds from our breast augmentation procedures. And they were like, man, thank you for the support. We don't know how much you're going to be able to, collect or help, but we appreciate it, right? I was like, okay. So I created a video, right? We put it on Facebook, Instagram, and then I did a second video. We sent out letters to our mailing list. I took my team to the Strides Walk. We were wearing our Team Precision, gear, right, to brand us so people know like Team Precision is there to give back and everything. And we met with the executives of the walk over there. They saw us and everything. And in 2 weeks, we raised $10,000 for breast cancer research, man. Nobody expected that. So many people doubted us. So many people said, what are these kids going to come up with? You know what I mean? And that just shocked me. And I was like, wow, like it all started with just, faith, the faith I had, the idea, right? The vision. And from there, man, I told them 2020 is going to be even bigger. I'm going to have months in advance to plan for it. And then going into this month for the holidays, I came up with another idea. Let's give back to the foster children. I had met a child, a 13-year-old girl that was readopted by her sister, right? Her mother was on drugs and her father was, selling drugs. So they both got locked up. And so she got put in the foster care system when she was around 10. And I asked her, like, how is it living at a foster center, right? And she said, man, like, we feel overlooked, right? People don't care about us. I said, what makes you feel a little bit happier? Like, what brightens up your day? She said, when we get letters in the mail, we felt like people care about us. There's people that genuinely care about us and remember us. When we get a little gift, I said, okay, I promise you I'm going to do something during this holiday season to give back to the foster kids, because it really touched me, So I talked to my team and I said, we're going to collect letters, toys, gifts, cards for these kids. And then another member on the team was like, let's give back to the children at Shriners too, because they suffer from illnesses and diseases. And I said, cool, let's combine both. We'll split half the stuff to them one day and then the other half to the other kids at Shriners. And then we put that campaign together, and within maybe 2 weeks, we got about 15 sponsors from all over Sacramento collecting with us, man, like Climb Society, the Skull Museum, R. Douglas, NutriShop, Edge Studios, so many different businesses all over Sac. And we've been collecting for now over a month. And this is the last week actually that we're collecting, and I'm going to take the stuff to them, man, meet the kids, give back, right? Brighten up their holiday season, man. That's my mission now. That's what I'm working on. And yeah, man,
that's amazing,
it's very
brother.
humbling.
You're always looking for ways to add value, and then by adding value and creating exposure around it, the natural reciprocation is it just brings more attention to. And what does he do again? Precision. right. And as you have been putting out more content, you become evangelical about your mission, your cause,
Absolutely.
right? Which is what you have to be as an entrepreneur, right? You can't be, hiding behind the scenes hoping that people are just going to show up and walk through your door. You're very proactive in that, and you're always such a positive dude. I love your energy.
Thank you so much, brother.
How do you handle the self-doubt or the times that you're discouraged and feeling a little frustrated?
Absolutely,
how does Shadi?
Man. Absolutely. Honestly, man, for me, I like to surround myself with positive individuals. If I feel someone is negative or toxic in my life, and I feel that negative energy, I want to eliminate that immediately, right? And I want to distance myself from that. I keep a very small inner circle of positive, like-minded individuals people that will check me as well, right? Not yes men that are going to say, yeah, Shadi, you're doing everything great. No, they're going to give me criticism out of love and tell me, oh man, I think you should do this or change that, right? I listen to my team. And I, you know, sometimes I sit by myself and I pray, man. I meditate, I pray, you know, as a Muslim too. I'm big on my religion, big on prayer. I'm big on humbling myself, right? Because with success and praise and stuff, our ego, the human ego, gets fed. And you know, I'm not perfect by any means, my brother. I make mistakes every single day, but I always try to remind myself, like, you come from Syria, man. You know, you might have been a refugee today or dead had your parents not taken you out of there when you were 5. And you're in a position where, you know, many people your age would dream to be in, right? And out of 20 million Syrians, you were chosen to come to the U.S. thousands of miles away, and you're in this position for a reason. So whenever I feel, you know, sad or depressed, or I start doubting myself, I think, man, you have a greater purpose. Like, out of 20 million Syrians, you're here in this position today. Why? It's not just so you could be successful and make money. No, because you're chosen to give back, to help your people, right? To help people around the world. You know, and that's what, man, like, when I think about that and I sit down, I'm like, man, there's so many people relying on me, my team, the community. How can I give up? How can I be sad when there are people back home in my country that are dying, that don't have food, that don't have water? I have no excuse to sit down and, you know, sob and be sad and, oh, my life. Dude, like, I'm blessed. You know what I mean? And whenever I think about that, I'm like, man, I'm happy. Like, I how can I be upset, right? I wake up every day, I swear to God, my brother, with a fire in my heart. Like, I'm going to go out there and kill it. Like, I'm going to grind. You know what I mean? I've been grinding the past 5 months so hard because it's out of passion. And people could feel it, man. Like, people could feel it. Yep. And they could tell, like, man, you guys are making a difference. And I'm only starting. Like, I promise you, God willing, within the next 3 years, man, I'm planning some big things for Sacramento. I'm going to take this team to the next level. I told you about my Onic Coffee project.
Yes, sir.
So that's a project I'm very excited about. It is a dual lane drive-through with a walk-up window, outdoor seating with fire pits and palm trees. I bought a lot near Sac State University, about 3 miles off of Howe and Marconi. It's half an acre, right off the highway exit entrance, major intersection over there, huge car count. I believe no Dutch Bros within like a 10-mile radius, because our business model is very similar. And with that, man, every cup sold, like, I want to give $1 or a percentage of the proceeds to a cause for that month, right? So every single month for 12 months, right, throughout the year, I want to support a cause, whether it's suicide prevention, mental health, refugees, cancer, whatever it is, right? I want to give back. And with that, we're going to have high quality coffee, right? Higher quality than like Dutch Bros and Starbucks. I'm actually looking to partner up with some people in Sacramento. I can't get into any names right now, but some big roasteries here, because it's a Sacramento-based brand.
Yep.
Teas. I want to have vegan-based options, plant-based protein options, healthier alternative at a drive-through. I haven't seen a drive-through where I can go, man, get something healthy, a drink, right, at a quick drive-through. You know, I really want to turn Onic Coffee into kind of that in and out of coffee, or that Chick-fil-A, right? Higher quality, a little bit more premium, and I want to have healthier alternatives at my drive-through, something different. I also want it to be a vibe where people can come, hang out outside, have a good time, and I'm franchising it out. In about a month and a half, I'm launching with my Onic Coffee truck, right?
Oh, yeah.
So that truck is coming, man, and we're going to send that out to all the big events in Sacramento going on. And we're going to get the name out there until our drive-through location opens late summer, early fall. And then as we franchise out to different cities, Folsom, Elk Grove, Roseville, wherever, you send the truck out there until the official drive-through location opens up to get the name out there. Kind of different business model. We took aspects of Dutch Bros. I fell in love with their human-to-human interaction, right? I'm all about being genuine and really communicating with the customer and giving back to them, and showing them you care. When you go to a Starbucks, for example, right, you talk to a robotic screen. And we live in an age where it's all digital, man. People are so desensitized now because of, phones and tablets and computers. Having that human-to-human interaction is so appreciated now, right? So I'm gonna have my people that work there, they call them walkers, so they'll run outside, they'll talk to the customer. How's your day going? how are you feeling today? Like, let's, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
brighten up their day. Now you're building that friendship with your customer. So they're like, man.
They're not just coming for the product. They're coming for the experience and the feeling that you give them.
And that's what I want to build with my brand, is that culture, that vibe, right? And then it's just going to be word of mouth from there, man. I'm not even going to need to spend money on marketing. Like, people are going to be like, wow, those On It guys, like, they're different.
Yeah.
I love going there. It puts a smile on my face, you know? So there's that. And then also, you know, based off of projections on traffic count over there, I'm expecting, starting off, I'm going to be a little bit on the safer side, maybe let's say 1,000 cups a day, right? In sales. So if we put a campaign on the cups, right, whatever it is, whatever the charity campaign is, that's 1,000 organic eyes seeing that. They post it on social, whatever. You know, even more people are going to see that. So that's another strategy that I'm going to be using with the cup designs. And man, I'm excited for that. And then I have my skincare line. So we have 30 different creams at Precision MD, created through our FDA-approved facility. Sunscreens, skin cleansers, foundations. We've been selling them for years. We're rebranding it now to Precision Cosmetics to fit under Precision MD, Precision Fitness, Team Precision, because I want it to be kind of uniform with my branding. And we're going to branch that out to online sales. So I'm going to list it on Amazon, the #1 marketplace, right? Amazon Prime, and work with big beauty channels on YouTube, big influencers and micro influencers too. So a lot of people, they forget that now in this day and age, because so many of the major influencers on Instagram are promoting like 30 different products, their followers are like, man, this isn't genuine. So you have to work with a few big names, but a lot of micro influencers, because their audience are much more engaged with what they do, and they feel more connected to them. And a lot of people don't realize that in this day and age with marketing. Instagram is changing very rapidly. It's become very oversaturated, and you can't just put a product now and be like, hey, buy this, here's my discount code. People are like, okay, why? You know what I mean? Like,
you're just trying to make money off me.
Yeah, exactly. See, so it's not authentic.
Yep.
I'm all about, you know, a much more authentic approach, right? Like, I want people to actually believe in it, to actually try it. That's why I'm going to give them samples, and I'm not going to be like, oh, here, I'm going to give you a discount code and you get commission. No, like, try it out. If you like it, let's document some results. Let's show some actual results from the creams on your face, wherever, you know, and if there's real results, right, and you like it, okay, now let's, you know, promote it and work together, because now you have results to show people. It's not just a gimmick. Oh, here, guys, buy my stuff, you know. I don't need that. I want my brand, my companies to be authentic, credible. People like genuinely believe in, you know, our products and services. And that line should be launching on Amazon, I want to say within the next 2 weeks. I've been working on it for months, because Amazon has so many restrictions on anything medical grade. They need certifications from your FDA facility, and it's this whole process. But I'm excited to launch that. So that's another project. And I will be launching a podcast as well at my center. I'm going to have you on there, absolutely, my brother. Precision Podcast. We're going to bring different individuals in Sacramento doing amazing things for the community, different entrepreneurs, to talk about how they attain their success and teach the youth lessons, man, on, you know, how to attain success, problems that you might encounter, right? I believe in life, you must fail to attain success, man. You have to fail, and you have to be able to overcome that failure, right? I'm not afraid of failure, right? I look at failure as an obstacle that I overcome, adapt, learn from, and it's just another obstacle in my life to attain success, right? If you're afraid to fail, you're already at a disadvantage mentally, right? I go forward with my life like, okay, I might fail, but I'm gonna try. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take in life. A lot of people are hesitant, man. They have great ideas, they have visions. What's holding them back? What are people gonna say about me? What if I fail, right? What if I don't accomplish it? Who cares? At least you tried, and you never know. Maybe you try and you'll succeed right away. And if you fail, you'll adapt, learn from that lesson, and overcome and attain success. You look at some of the biggest billionaires in the world. How many times have they failed? Man, dozens, hundreds.
We only see the success stories. Nobody sees all those lonely nights, all the times they wanted to throw in the towel, all the times they wanted to go and get the job, all the times that they thought they were going to have to shut down the business.
Elon Musk is a huge example of that, man. His company Tesla almost went bankrupt how many times? And, you know, and then another billionaire, man, that I really look up to, Naveen Jain. his son went up to him one day, and I was listening to this story, and it really touched me. He said, "Father, like, I'm gonna outdo you. I'm gonna make $1 billion before you did. I'm gonna make more money than you did." And he told him, "Son, I'm surprised that you measure success based off of monetary value. I'd be more proud of you if you impacted 1 billion lives than you making $1 billion." And when I heard that statement from a billionaire, right, this guy mines rocks out of the moon, which is like insane, you know, it touched me and it woke me up. And I was like, man, I'm going to impact lives. I want to impact thousands of lives, hundreds of thousands of lives. It's not about the money, man. When you work hard and you grind, the money will come naturally. When you're money driven and that's your whole focus, people will see right through you and they'll know you're not authentic and you don't know you're fake. And that's not who I am. And that's not my mission. And my mission now, man, is impacting lives, making a difference in Sacramento, giving back, and building up this team and this brand and this network under this umbrella group, man. Working on a lot, but
I love it, man.
It's a journey,
and you know
man.
what? If you make a difference in 1 billion lives, you better believe you're going to be a billionaire, right?
Absolutely.
Because you're obviously doing something right, making a difference. You're building that trust. You're gaining that attention, and people want to know what you're doing.
100%. Naveen Jain said something that kind of made me laugh. He told his son, he's like, "Son, it's easy to make $1 billion. Get $1 from 1 billion people."
Yeah, right? Exactly.
You know, so.
Well, yeah. And what I really like and what I want our listeners to really zone in on right now is how you've tied social entrepreneurship. You really transcended this, and this really happened for me too, is when I went from this significance of make as much money as I can, hey, look at me, look what I got, and going,
right.
Okay, that ain't fulfilling, so that was wrong.
Yeah.
Right? And then going like, how do I serve as many people as I possibly can?
Right.
And make an impact in their lives and build trust with them and build rapport with them.
Absolutely.
And understand what it is that makes them tick, and whether it's me or the next person or the next company or whatever it may be, adding value to them. That in turn is going to come full circle in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it doesn't show up on my P&L
right.
that day
right.
from a customer purchase,
yeah.
but maybe I get connected to someone like you.
Absolutely.
Who we end up doing business together down the road.
Yeah.
Or maybe I get connected to somebody who brings me on an experience that makes a profound change in my life and changes me as a human being.
Right.
Right? There's all these things that you can't just be short-sighted to say, is this going to benefit and serve me today?
Absolutely, man.
And in the capacity of it just being all about business too.
Right. And people, man, a lot of people are short-minded in that sense, right? They look for, oh, what am I going to get today, right? And I really believe in the law of attraction, my brother. I don't know if you read the book The Secret, right? I've seen it happen in my life more times than I can count.
I get more parking spots up front than any other motherfucker I know.
There you go. So it's just crazy, man. Like when you have a positive mindset and you work towards something and you speak it into existence and you put it out there, it's amazing the opportunities that will come into your life, the people that will reach out to you. Like, I'll give you a quick little example. I needed a videographer, right, to shoot day-to-day content. I was like, man, where am I going to find someone that I'm going to click with, right? Out of nowhere, literally the same day, I get a DM from a girl. She's like, hey, my brother shoots videos. He's amazing. I'd love for you to give him an opportunity. I was like, oh, wow, absolutely. Bring him in for an interview. Next thing you know, here's my guy right here, Manny, 17-year-old kid, man, extremely talented videographer, shoots my day-to-day content now. And it's crazy, man. Just, you have that thought, you speak it into existence, you have a positive mindset, and it happens, you know?
How important do you feel like documenting the journey and giving people a window into who you guys are and what you guys stand for and the causes and the movement and the mission is? Because there's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Right.
But are they missing opportunities there?
Huge, my man, massive. Because when you document everything from the beginning, people will resonate with that more. They'll see the struggles you went through. They'll see kind of the vision, how it started with an idea and you turned it into reality, and they'll relate to you more. They'll get to know you. They'll get to see the journey. They'll see the highs and the lows with you. They'll see what you went through, how you developed a vision, an idea into reality, right? And you really are missing out on a lot of opportunities, because people might reach out to you if you're documenting it, right, and showing everything in the process and be like, hey, man, I think you can improve that, or I have a friend that might be able to help you with this, you know what I mean? I've had so many people reach out to me from my gym, right? Started out with, I wanted to put some machines in there and whatnot, and then I had people reach out like, hey, what if you put cryotherapy in there for recovery? Because you guys do a lot of recovery at Precision MD. We have an Aspen laser that treats inflammation and joint pain and stuff. And I was like, wow, that's a great idea. A lot of our patients would love that. There are no gyms in Elk Grove that have cryotherapy as a chamber. So now we're adding that, and we're adding an infrared sauna. And then we're partnering up with Climb Society to have a fitness boutique studio with these towers that do cardio and resistance training inside the gym. So you'll have the boutique studio in there. If I didn't document the process, and if I would have just kept everything on the down low, right, until the gym opens up, I might have missed out on the Climb Society situation, the cryotherapy, all these ideas, right? So it's huge.
What I've found too is by including people in that journey,
Yeah.
they feel a sense of ownership and DNA in the creation of it, right?
Absolutely.
So now there's this new buy-in just by going, hey, he actually took my idea, and man, I got to go support and see what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, that's one of the things why I invested. I mean, it was an expense, but I looked at it as a true investment of going, as I bring on Anthony to come and document what we're doing and give people a window into our world and what we're creating, and the, successes and all the majestic failures and the crashing and burning and the days that I'm high and the day that, I'm really low and I'm feeling down. Like, it just humanizes you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And
people start to root for you, and I'm rooting for you, brother. And I love what you're doing. I love how you've tied this concept of social entrepreneurship into your business model, where just by adding value to charities and causes in the community,
absolutely,
it opens up more doors, more opportunities, and things that will ultimately come back to benefit your business model. So for those that don't necessarily have the budget to, do a lot of the marketing they think they need to do.
Right.
What do you say to those people, knowing that you've done a lot of this bootstrapped?
Absolutely.
You've done a lot of this in creative, strategic partnerships that hasn't and doesn't have to cost you a ton of money, right?
Right, absolutely. I'm going to tell you right now, the first thing you do, right, get involved in your local community. Go out to events, network with people, volunteer for different organizations, help them out if they need help, right? That goes a long way as you build your network. Your network is your net worth, right? That's huge. And as you build your network, as you show people love and you're genuine and you help them, they're going to open up opportunities for you, right? It's going to open up partnerships for you. You don't need to spend money on marketing and pay for ads on Instagram and do all that stuff. No, it can be organic. Go out there, right? Face to face. Hop off the Instagram, hop off the social media. These guys want to know you in person. They want to meet you. They're more likely to resonate with you if you meet them face to face than you sending a DM and asking for a favor, asking to work together, right? When they see that human interaction, they shake your hand and they see who you are and they hear your story, they're going to relate to you more, and they're going to see, wow, this guy went out of his way to come to my business, to come to my organization, to come to my event, to support me, right? If someone comes to Precision MD and tells me, hey man, I came to support you, or I came to learn more about your business, I'm going to shake their hand and I want to learn more about them. Like, why did you come, man? That's crazy. You came all the way out here. I appreciate that, right? That's my advice. Go out there. You know what I mean? Don't be at home on Instagram all day just sending DMs. No. Network. Get to know people. Give back. Be a part of your community.
And one of the things that I love to say is value and currency comes in many forms nowadays.
Yeah.
Right? You might have some value to add to somebody that gets them to pull you into something that may have cost some money, right?
Yeah.
But just by being there, being proximity, adding value, using your skills and your resources, resourcefulness always trumps resources, right?
Absolutely.
So if you can get in that space and in that mindset, it can serve you at a really high level, and that's ultimately what has created this mass movement around what Shadi's doing, and my man is everywhere. So for those that want to know more about what you're up to, follow what you're doing, guys, I highly recommend you follow him, not only because he puts out great content, but because you're leaving a lot of breadcrumbs for people to follow the trail of going, hey, if you want to do this, if you want to get mass movements of people in your community affluent and people with massive influence in the community to help you lift up your own mission, your own message. You are somebody who's modeling at a really high level. So where can they follow you? What's your social media handles? What platforms can they check you out on?
Social media, man, they can follow me on Instagram. It's at It's Shadi with 3 I's, so ITSSHADIII, so 3 I's. And you can also follow us on Precision on Instagram, at Precision MDCA. So you can follow those two accounts on Instagram. We're highly active on them. We have content going on all day. We're going to be launching our Precision podcast soon. I'm also launching a YouTube channel very soon, within the next week.
What's going to be on the YouTube channel?
YouTube channel is going to be kind of day-to-day life, man. Life and kind of life of a CEO, what I go through, my team, the businesses that I'm working on, between the coffee industry, the cosmetics industry, skincare, fitness, right? My journey, all the work we're doing in community. It's different, right? It's a different type of channel. There's really nothing like it on YouTube. I'm not trying to be like anyone else. I'm just trying to be myself, honestly. You can like it, you can hate it. It's who I am. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be me. And that's it, man. Follow us on Instagram. And my brother, man, real talk, like, thank you so much for your support. Your words mean a lot to me.
Absolutely, bro.
If you ever need anything from me, man, and man, let's impact lives together.
We're just getting started.
Absolutely.
I got 2 final questions for you. And guys, know that you can head over to millionairemindcast.com. We'll have all the links to social media handles, websites, all the cool stuff that they're up to, all the community stuff that they've been doing. I mean, Shadi really walks his talk. And that's really, really important. So that's why I got a lot of love and respect for you and what you're doing and the impact you're making on people. Business aside, you guys are killers in business. But what you're doing in our community, I think, is so amazing. It's awesome to see how it's already expanding your business opportunities just because of the value that you're putting into other people and other people's missions and causes. So
thank you.
2 final questions.
Absolutely.
How do you handle your haters? I know you got some.
Oh, man.
How do you handle them?
Every single day, man. Every single day.
Do they get in your head, or how do you process
I'm going to be honest with you, man. I really try to block out the negativity and hate. First of all, I have a lot of support in Sacramento and abroad.
Yep.
Second of all, how could they discredit what I'm doing when I'm actually going out there and doing charitable acts, right?
Yeah.
My actions speak so much louder than my words. I can tell you I'm going to do this, this, and that. But when I'm actually doing it, my actions are hard to discredit, right? I focus on my team. I focus on like-minded individuals. I block out the hate, and I'm not going to entertain it, man, because at the end of the day, they want you to give them attention.
It deserves no attention.
No, man, don't waste your time on that. Don't waste your energy. It's wasted energy. You know what I mean? And that's it. And as you grow, realize that you're gonna gain more attention, right? You're gonna get more hate. You're gonna get more jealousy. You're gonna get people that make up stories and lies. That's it. Just mentally be prepared for that. Block that out. Focus on what you're doing. They're not going to stop you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's it.
All I know is anybody that's hating, I haven't seen anybody that is way more successful than someone and just loves to hate on people.
Yeah, me neither.
It's always the trolls, the warriors, internet
keyboard
warriors. You got the armchair quarterbacks that love to give their 2 cents on shit they've never done in their own life.
And one other thing, brother, that we should realize too, a lot of these guys that hate and whatnot, you need to understand that, majority of them would never confront you in real life and tell you that, right? Mm-hmm. They're only, like you said, keyboard warriors on Insta, and many of them use fake accounts. They're not even going to use their actual account, you know? So it's like, man, if you don't have the confidence to come up to me, right, and tell me how you feel to my face, I don't respect that.
Yeah.
If you really do hate what I'm doing, right, and you really have a problem with me, tell me to my face. I'll respect that more, if anything, right?
Yep.
And that's how I feel about it. So to me, that's all wasted energy.
And it deserves no attention because it serves nobody, and those people aren't going to make a difference in where you're going, brother.
Not at all.
Not where you're going, my man. Final question
brother.
is, with all the things that you got going on in your world,
Yeah.
how do you find time for Shadi and balance? Is all of your world what you're doing that charges you and energizes you, or how do you keep that balance?
So the way I keep the balance, man, between all these different companies, right? Precision MD, first of all, heavily based, family-based business. My mother's the esthetician that works there. My father's the cosmetic surgeon. My sister's actually getting her nursing degree. She's going to be working there. We have 15 employees at Precision MD Cosmetic Surgery Center alone. I have the right people in place for each company, the right team, right? So between Onnit, between Precision Fitness, Precision MD, the skincare line, there are individuals in place to kind of manage things. If I'm busy or if I need some time, right, to myself, I know I can rely on those individuals to kind of handle the show, right? So it doesn't become overwhelming because I'm one person and I don't want to be stretched thin, right? And I can't micromanage every single thing. So I really rely on team, right? Teamwork, the team, people that I trust with the right experience in their field. And no, absolutely, man, I try to give myself time to go to the gym, right? To spend time with my family, to travel. to have a little bit of fun, right? You can't just be all work, because you're gonna get burned out and you're gonna become tired, man. You need to have time as a human being to yourself. I like to read books. I like to, watch movies, do things like that, spend quality time with my parents, so that's huge. And I have the right people in place to be able to handle things if I'm not there, if I'm not present. They can, call me, give me an update, but I know that they're handling the task. And that's kind of the best way I would answer that.
I love it, man.
Thank you, brother.
You want to leave somebody with one message, something that you think is most important to
Absolutely.
Serving humanity, serving the mission, serving
Absolutely.
someone's entrepreneurial journey. What are you leaving with?
I would say, man, focus on impacting lives. Think of other people before yourself. Do not be purely money driven. Really focus on legacy. You want people to remember you as someone that made a difference in the world. Don't be like everybody else. Don't be like the sheep. I just want a business. I just want to make money. I just want cars. No. Impact lives. Make a difference in the world. Help others. Be involved in your community. That's my message to you. And I promise you, if your intentions are pure and you are genuine about that, and you use your platforms to give back, more opportunities are going to open up for you. You're going to be much more successful, and you're going to have a lot more support. That's my message.
Well, that wraps up this week's episode. Hopefully you enjoyed that interview and got some massive value from it. Just one thing can completely transform the path that you are on. And if you did, be sure to share it with somebody else. Be sure to give this gift to somebody else that needs to hear this today. And also be sure to tag our guests to let them know what they shared was appreciated, that it impacted you in some way. If you haven't entered our monthly giveaway of over $1,100 in prizes each and every month, we pick one listener. Be sure to head over to go.millionairemindcast.com and check out all the amazing prizes in that contest and giveaway and enter yourself. Also, if you and I haven't connected yet, be sure to text me. You can text me at 844-447-1555. Yes, I answer and respond to every text individually. I personally love connecting with all the listeners of the show. I love hearing what big goals and what big dreams you're marching towards. And most importantly, I love knowing more about how I can support you. So if I haven't gotten to connect with you yet, don't be shy. I want to connect with you. I want to hear what you're up to. Text me at 844-447-1555. Last, be sure to head over to therichlifeacademy.com to check out all the amazing free and paid products that we offer to our Millionaire Mindcast family, from one-on-one coaching with me to courses from our guests, all kinds of free content and downloads, upcoming event info on how you can connect with us live in person at some of our events and workshops, and all kinds of other valuable free tools and resources to help you on your wealth building journey. Be sure to check all those out at therichlifeacademy.com. If you have any questions, just text me at 844-447-1555. But if you're truly serious about taking your life, your business, your wealth to the next level, you're not just looking to keep learning, but you want to start taking action and have accountability and support and a community around you, then getting involved inside our community and getting in proximity to other people just like you is going to be the accelerator you need to get to that next level. It's going to be an absolute must. You can do that over at therichlifeacademy.com. With that being said, until next time, keep investing in yourself and your wealth on your march to $1 million and beyond. Cheers, my friends.